Really. Go Navy! Navy's birthday's today. Hello, Navy folks. We did some golfing in Memphis. We got to talk about that. And as we start our scary stories edition for October. Next on What's in My Drawers Golf Talk. Welcome back to What's in My Drawers Golf Talk. Jim McClear here, and this is where we talk about golf club repairs, reviews, and fittings. Also, your scores can go low. Why do we call it What's in My Drawers? Because old club makers and club fitters are tremendous pack rats. It's about what's in my drawers in my shop, and that's where that's where all the club making happens. So, we're talking about. I got wrong side. I got look. He's over here. There you go. Bones McGolf is back to oversee what we're doing over here and maybe take in some scary stories himself. So I did not download any pictures for you guys. However, I will say that, you know, that we went to Memphis and and it was a good time, right? It was a very, very good time. We got to go see Elvis. We got to see the mansion. We got to see the cars. I was going to show you a picture of the cars. Got to go see the outfits. Got to see everything about it. It was very organized. I will say like that. Had kind of a Disneyland vibe coming off of it a little bit. There was a Vern's barbecue and a Gladys's 50s style diner. And look, the kids were eating on it pretty good. We didn't stay there. We went to Vernon's, and had some barbecue. And I will give it it was an average to just slightly above average barbecue. And then they also had the airplanes that he took and the information on the airplane. You know, we're talking about the 60s and 70s, and then the 70s, that thing had the big jet that he flew on had a $400,000 a year operating expense, and he still used it all the time. And then he turned around and bought another little plane so other people could go fly ahead. And I was just like, the immensity of this thing was just outstanding, right? And it was the things that he got accomplished. The guy, you know, for the things that he did in his time frame, he was almost up to the level of a workaholic. And so good on him. The other part is we went to Beale Street. Beale Street is like a must place to go visit, and literally it's a block. It's a block and has tchotchke shops, people singing, place where you can buy records, you can buy T-shirts, all that kind of stuff, and a couple of really decent restaurants. I believe one of the original B.B. King restaurants was in there. I stopped at one that was in Orlando, and it was pretty good. The one in Memphis, I would assume it to be better. We also got to visit 2 distilleries while we were there. Had no idea they had them until we started looking around. And one was Blue Note and the other one was Old Dominic. Matter of fact, as we get into it now, if you would, like, subscribe, hit that like button and that subscribe button and that other button. What the heck is that? The umbrella button down there, notification bell. And that way you get more of these informations. The other one is we have Pars and Pours, which is my other channel, and just moments ago I released one that was the Blue Note, which was the first distillery in Memphis. Okay, so onward and outward, and this is the part where I'm just disappointed I wasn't able to show you, was Mirimichi. Mirimichi I'm taking it's an Indian name based off of the fact that it looked like that, okay? It looked like that going into it. Very well maintained, very well kept, very nice, I have to say. Kind of an idea of the, this was the clubhouse from a distance. We got there in the dew, right? I feel so cheap by doing this to you guys. And then they had a very nice driving range, albeit very short. Here we go. The very first tee box, which I think is a nice setup. The tee box is over on the right-hand side. You can see, I don't know if you can see a golfer there or not. He's over here. That's where the tee box is at. There we go. And it's like that all the way around the course. There's enough. Here's a better look. This is after you hit it off the tee, and it's not, it's not tight by any shape of the imagination. There we go. It's not tight. That one was wide open, but it has water, and if you hit one errant enough, it would find it. That's for sure. I wanted to show you one more. There we go. This is kind of the touch of all of it. Here we go. This was kind of the vibe of the whole entire. We'll get this thing there we go. That was the vibe of the whole entire course. Very kind of outdoorsy, very by itself. There's no houses on the course. There's just enough stuff in the way, right? There's enough stuff in the way in order to be challenging. And the other part was it had several tee boxes. I believe it had between 5 and 6 tee boxes. You had red, then you had gold, white, blue, and then there was 2 more colors in the back, a black, and then I don't know what the other one was. And so this place played the 7,400 yards all the way down to just under 5,000, depending on where you're at. And some of these tee boxes were in ridiculous areas. They're very long ones. But we played right just shy of 6,000 because the next one was about 6,500. And we didn't know where we were going, so we opted for the shorter course of the 2 choices. And literally, when we got there, in almost every instance, it was about 5 to 10 paces back. So it wasn't tremendously off. And we didn't get put into any hazards. Had enough sand in the way to be challenging, enough trees in the way to be challenging. The greens were not extraordinarily fast because they didn't need to be. There was so much undulation on these greens that you could make this course almost impossible to play. If you made the greens fast, and there are some really tricked up places you could put pins, and you went all the way to the back, it would be challenging even for the best golfer. And so it was just a really, really nice round. It was just a nice round. It was Bob and I, and we were behind it was funny. We were behind a single who was behind a threesome, and at the turn, the single got through, and we didn't. But I will say the threesome played at a pretty good clip, and so it was done. And I will say, I broke 80. I broke 80. Shot a 78. I went 38-40, and it was just a good time. I had my trouble spots, but we had some saves and everything else. Both Bob and I both broke 80. So it was very nice. And it was one of those, it was just nice enough to go back. And price for performance, this is probably one of the standout courses to go play. As a senior, I paid $48 and to go play this. So it was nice all around. Then afterwards, the ladies picked us up, and we ate at a place called Haystack, pure mom and pop cement floor place. Got some breakfast or some, we'll call it brunch, and man, good job. All right, good job. Last but not least, we went and saw Old Dominic, which was another distillery, and across the street from that was a place called Gus's. Gus's has been around since Memphis has been around, and they do fried chicken, and there's a line. And we ordered ours, got in line, took it back to the hotel, and worth every bit of the hype that they gave it. So very, very cool. So that was Memphis, right? Now I will say, if we want to get real about this a little bit, we were, or at least if they weren't, I was worried about, there was a crime element that we were worried about. However, You know, if you watch your P's and Q's, you never really get into that kind of trouble. You know, been places that the Navy takes you that are troublesome, and we've had our, you know, dealings with that kind of stuff. So this was no different. And however, the National Guard was in there, and everything was at a very low key, very low vibe. Everything was jiving, and it was very, very peaceful. So I will give it that. And I will say the folks there are super duper nice across the board. If they ever get it back down to where that issue is not there, I would imagine people will start coming back in groves. And there's plenty of places to go. There really, really are. So there you go. Recommendation. If you have a chance, go. If you get a chance to see Graceland, go. If you have a chance to go see Beale Street, go. If you have a chance to hit Mirimichi, definitely go. It was just very, very well done. It was a great weekend. And our drive down was a little bit problematic because there was a massive accident, but on the way back on Sunday, it was one of the easiest 8-hour drives I've ever had. All righty. So as far as stuff goes on, and we'll do it here. Happy birthday, Navy, from a Submariner to all the rest of you Navy guys. Happy birthday. Well done. I was going to have a big old Navy shirt on that had my rank and my craft and my boat on it, and the shirt got lost in the mail. So no joy for me. However, it's out there. We'll go with this right here. There it is. Voila. And I got some scary stories, but they're the kind you can't tell on YouTube. So we're going to leave it at that. The last bit is did a fitting today, as a matter of fact. And I told the guy I'd be talking about him. So here we are. He was a customer from my old shop that was out on the highway, which is a little over 20 years ago. And he's still playing the irons that I made for him back then. Some KZG P. They were the cast version of a Ford's Club. They were very nice layout. Anyway, with some old Rapport ESQs, which were EQs, which was a shaft way back in the day that was made for guys that were doing frequency matching. It was actually an excellent shaft. It's unfortunately it didn't stay around. And he was playing with that one. So how did it happen? This guy has a very vertical swing. I mean, when I mean vertical, I mean straight up and coming back around. So face angle is going to be paramount in how much the ball is going to curve, because he's not as hard. If he goes straight, it's an accident. So it's going to curve one way or it's going to curve the other, right? And that was what we really needed to get to and have him hit in the middle of the face. And so he started in the crux of the club right here. Matter of fact, here we go. Probably have some index. So he would start the ball here, and because of his swing, he'd end up here, which meant he had this outside-in swing. It wasn't a gross outside-in swing. It was just that he had figured out how to place the ball to get started. So good on him. So when he hit, but the thing is, because he cut across it so much, he put so much spin on the ball, the ball bent, just absolutely bent so much. And as we understand, I'm going to use my piece of tape here. So if this is the ball and this is the equator going up and down, and you hit it with this backspin, it goes like this. And if you hit it at we'll call this at the 0 angle, and it goes like this, the ball wants to go like that. All right. However, we mostly don't do that, right? We do it and it hits one way or to another, and so that equator gets bounced and it starts spinning, and it's like throwing a curveball. And it does like that, or it goes like that. So when you hear tales of, oh, you got this side spin, no. What it is that the equator of the ball or the angle that you've hit it at has tilted, and now it's off the 0, and that's what it now. Could you technically call that side spin? I would suppose, but I would think it's a misnomer. And then you go like that, and there's your side spin for your side spin. So what we had to do in order to lessen the bend, we had to lessen the spin, because he was making pretty decent contact. So we had to lessen the spin. So went through a myriad of drivers, and again, we settled on the Srixon LS. The Srixon LS is starting to get a little bit of play with me here in fitting land, And also what we've done is, remember me showing you that box of weights that I had? And I decided I would, because we were going to make the club a little shorter, I'd put a little extra weight in the front so that it would still balance out and we could knock down some spin. When I did that, I put in the Ventus TR and on this thing, and when I put that in there, he literally dropped 1,500 RPM, if not a little bit more. He started at 5,000. I got him into a ball, got him down into 3,800, and then got him down into 22 to 2,500 when we changed the weight and the club. So, and that made the bend a lot less. And when it did, it actually rolled out further. So he hit a better ball. He hit a little further. Didn't hit it as high as we wanted to see, but it's an adjustable club that we landed in the middle of where he could have been, where I wanted to be, and where they needed to be for max output. And we could have cranked up the club a little bit more. So he has that capability, so to allow him to change. And so it was a good fitting, right? It was a very, very good fitting. Okay, so we got through that one. What else did we have today? I do have some, we unboxed a bunch of stuff for some work. I'm going to be taking some steel shafts out of what looks to be some brand new Mizunos that have had custom paint put on them. And we're going to put some lab shafts in them again. And what else do I have? Oh, I extended a driver and I fixed a ping. Now this one's done. The golfer, when they were wrenching in, I brought demo toys today. When they were in here like this, and the guy tightened it up, I guess he tightened it up so tight that he sheared the pin in the head, and he sheared it in the adapter. Well, it looked like this guy, I'm not sure what he was thinking, but you could tell it was old school because somebody had cut a slot. Somebody cut a slot in the top in order to try and maybe get it to release. And when I mean the top of the thing, it was the whole top of the thing, not just where the screw went in. So he ruined the adapter. So I pulled out the old screw, had a new screw, put the new screw in the head, and removed the adapter, put the new adapter in, put it into the settings, and now it's together. So we're right there. Okay, so that's it. So there's what we got for this one in the week. So the question, it still stands. We're getting to the end here. Temperatures just turned on us again. So we're getting into the cooler times. There's still 50s. For the likes of Matt and Charlie, that's just, that might be sweater weather. But for the rest of us, I put on a sweatshirt but still wear my shorts. And because it will get warmer by the day, as we get around the course. And that's actually what we did. We started out at Mirimichi. It was in the low 60s, and I was wearing a pullover, and by about hole 11, I shucked it, and we kept playing. So it was not bad at all. All righty. So let's go see what the questions are all about today. Let's get to the top. Here we go. Wayne made it in, says, hi, Jim Robin, October 13th, and I'm honored to share my birthday with the greatest Navy in the world, U.S. Navy. Ooh-ah! That's right. Did my tours on the USS Independence. Thanks for all the served and for our freedom. You are certainly welcome, and same to you, sir. I will say the Independence. The guy that's a partial owner of Hard Truth that I've talked about in the past is in Indiana, and he was a helicopter pilot, and he was on the Forrestal and the Independence and flew several missions off of there. Super nice guy, and the fact that he's still alive after being a helicopter pilot, that's something else. That's not the Vietnam era, but he flew several missions. So ooh-ah for that one. And thank you. Did you guys dress up to look like Elvis? The answer to that one is no, Jesse. However, there were a few guys that were from that era that still had the Brill Cream pullback and had the what do you call those ham hocks? The ham something or another. Those They had a handful of those. He was on one of them was on the tour with us, but not so much anymore. And it's too bad. I like to see the younger generation get a little bit more involved with it, but it was fun. Here we go. Manuel says, hello, Jim and Robin and our global guests. Has anyone removed a Hanma head without setting off a smoke alarm? When heating up the head, the ferrule melts and smokes like crazy. I've had a couple Hanmas, but I never really got to that point of it. Not too bad. Smoked like crazy. Holy cow, man. Wow. Okay. So we'll do it like this. In celebration of the Navy, this is from Jay Mattingly and is from a line that was made to the proceeds of this one went to the Navy SEALs and the sea, land, and air. They had one for each, and this is one of them. Salute! Wow! Salute! Oh wow! Yeah. All right. So Manuel's got a smoking ferrule. I wonder what that was all about. Jesse Russ shot at 63 today, but only got one damn birds. John Cherry, greetings everyone. Jim and Rob, fellow golfers from Myrtle Beach. When you do fittings, do you also fit for golf balls? If someone has a slow swing speed, do you recommend a particular golf ball? The answer is yes, I do. Now, I don't get too awful specific like the golf ball companies would get, but I do get, what I do is I put you in the right category. Okay. And so what we talk about here, John, is we go through the fitting, and I have several styles of golf balls sitting in my ball tray. I wish I could spin it around, and I've got, I don't know, between my range balls and this, there's probably 100 golf balls down there. And within it, I have Callaway Super Soft, I have Callaway Chrome Soft, I have the Callaway Chrome Tour, I have the Chrome X, and I also have the Triple Diamond. I also have the Wilson Staff, I have the Wilson Staff X, I have Mizuno S, Mizuno X, I got Srixon Q Stars. I also have the Wilson Duo, and I have the Triad, mostly because those are the balls that I carry. However, but I get from those, you can get a particular grouping, all right? And so what I tell folks is it's a combination between swing speed and your quality of your hit, okay? So if you have a, slower swing speed, and let's get the categories in line first. So the very first category is what's available on tour. So that's stuff like Pro Vs, Chrome Softs, TP5s, the VX series, the Tour series, the staff models. Everybody's got one. If you're a golf ball maker, you've got that because that's what helps sells the golf balls. The second category has two tiers in it. One is the what I call the performance tier, and this one is the ball that wants to be like the ball, and it is the stuff like the E12, the ERC, the AVX, the Triad, there's another one, Q Star from Srixon, and that's about in that one. The other one is the Super Soft tier, and it's just exactly what it sounds like. So you got Super Softs from Callaway, Soft Feels from Srixon, Duos from Wilson, the E6s from Bridgestone. There's a Soft Flight or something along that lines from Titleist. Again, they all have one. Some are better known than others. Okay, and that category, I think Callaway pretty much commands that category. In the other one, I think it would be torn between probably the Bridgestone line and maybe the Srixon line. The third category that we have is how much can you jam in an onion sack? And the reason why I say it like that is to get your attention because they're golf balls that actually hurt clubs. They're so hard that I've seen them damage golf clubs, okay? And normally you can identify those because there's 2 boxes taped together for the price of one. No, just no. You've paid a lot of money for those clubs. Don't damage them. All right, that's it. So now we go back. How do you select them? Swing speed and quality of hit, and neither one of them are mutually exclusive. So you can have a tremendously high swing speed and have this piss poor quality of hit and not need a tour level golf ball. All right, because you're going to drown it in the lake or in the trees just like everybody else. You might as well get a ball that's not going to overspin, all these other things, and go for that one ball that wants to be like the other ball. And the opposite is also true. You can have a swing speed that has gotten lower, but you still find the middle of the club. Say a guy that was a single-digit handicap for years has just gotten older, will still enjoy and still get performance out of a tour-level ball because they're still compressing the ball. Okay, that's really what happens. Could they use the other ones? Yeah. But they will get more performance. And then we're talking little bits and pieces, all right, of that. So that's where that one goes. So if you, from a just a general throw it out there kind of thing where you're going, hey, if you have a slow swing speed, what can you use, right? So if you have a let's just say a slower swing speed and you're making good contact with the ball, meaning it doesn't balloon, it doesn't go this way or that way, just, one of those right like that. Yeah, the softer ball is going to be grand, right? And the Callaway Super Soft, the Wilson Duo, E6, all those performance will up the game for you and they'll feel great. Okay, they'll feel great. However, if you are ballooning it and you are throwing it out there, you want to maybe go up the notch, right? Go to the next ones and find that Chrome Soft, that E12, that Triad from Wilson, that Q Star. The Q Star is probably it in that category. Q Star in that category, and whatever the AVXs and the ERCs, those will probably take some of that spin down. You don't have to compress it as much in order to get that zip off the ball and keep it in line. Hope that helped. Here we go, Charlie, anchors away, and happy birthday, U.S. Navy. That's right. We're going to get like this. The ship is rocking now, man. The ship is rocking. Although I was on a sub, so it rocked like a cork in a bathtub for the first 12 hours because we had to roll out to the dive point, and then it got real smooth. And for those of you, yes, one of my runs out there, we actually surfaced in the eye of a hurricane to see what it was all about. Smooth as silk. But, buddy, you wanted to get under the water quick because waves were awful. And you could feel them. Okay. And, Charlie, there you go, sir. Salute. Navy SEALs. And there we go. All righty. I'm obsessed with golf. Well, good. And I tell you what, a guy that's obsessed with golf, when you have Bobby Jones on there as your avatar, I would say yes. You couldn't have picked a better guy to represent. If you got a question, brother, just let's throw it out there. All righty. Hello, Jim and Robin. And you know what, Wayne? I forgot to tell you. Happy birthday, man. I just forgot. That was just me being a bonehead. But sorry, happy birthday. Played the course when it first opened, shot 75 from the tips. You are the man. I'm not even going to try and get that. Rhea Jasmine, we'll go with that. Or it's probably pulled out somewhere. Man, if you get shot 75 from the tips when that thing first opened, you are the man because that's long. I mean, 7,400 yards, that's long. And to shoot nearly par, that's even better. Robin says, happy birthday to Wayne. Hi, Jesse. No, we didn't. All right. Charlie got 83 and 81. At least I got to play. Yeah. Hey, I heard something on the radio about a nor'easter getting up in there. How is that even a thing right now? A nor'easter now. All right. But is that for real, or was somebody quoting something from history? Let me know. Robin saying hello. There's Mark Nat. Says hi, Jim and Robin. Robin saying go Navy. Look at her having at it. Hello, JT. Go Navy. Big game isn't far away. Yep. How'd they do the last one? I saw them. They were playing a decent team. I don't remember who it was. Was it Rutgers? Something like playing Rutgers. But they were doing okay. They looked like they were doing okay. All right, Steven says hello from Tennessee, Murfreesboro, little ways from Memphis, shot 80 and 86, and suddenly forgot how to chip. Bones McGolf could have chipped McBetter. Well, Steven, unfortunately, that's whatever you may have lost, it may have found its way in Memphis, because that's what helped me all day long. Getting out of the sand and chipping on. Normally, that cost me a handful of strokes. And in this particular instance, the stubby little chip that doesn't get on the green, or the one that goes screaming across, I'm good for at least one or two of those around, and maybe sometimes more. And this time, everything landed on the green nice and soft. But the running joke, the running joke for Bob and I is, if Bob's 40 foot away, it's pretty much a gimme. But if it's 3 foot in, he's putting. He just has that eye. Right, he has that eye, and this time around, and normally what happens is he'll be 40 foot away, I'll be 6 foot away, and I'll 2-putt from 6 foot, and he'll 1-putt from 40 foot, and that's just how it plays out. Well, this time we were both out there at 40 foot, and we both 2-putted our way around the course. We left him within 1-putt territory almost. I would say 16 out of 18 times. It was just that way. And it couldn't get to the hole. If we got to the hole, the way that the hole was, you get those mounds, and if you don't have enough speed, it rides it and goes around. It's one of those. And anyway, it was like that all day long. And we were kind of joking around. He said, how many feet of putt did you have? I said, well, how long's a football field? Because we had all kinds of it. It was just tons. We had all kinds of feet of putts. And he says, hello. Hey, come on, man. And there's Robin saying hello to Mark, and we'll call him Ray. Peter's on. Hello from Myrtle Beach. No golf. What? No golf this weekend. We had over 5 inches of rain. However, to get out of the house, did go to PJ Tour Superstores and use the simulator for an hour. Okay. I was going to say, you certainly didn't give it up. So, very good. Robin saying hello to Steven. And should I say thumbs up or anchors up? Well, I don't know, man. Normally, since the anchors go down, I say let's do thumbs. All righty. Robin saying hi to Peter. Hello, Jim and Robin, everyone. What do you say, Cody? Got any questions? Throw them out there. Anchor up. There you go. Thumbs up, anchor up. Oh, we found some anchor emojis. Those are pretty cool. Man, we don't have Matt. We don't have Krister. Where in the devil did they go today? Thumbs up to Charlie. Rob, you ought to send a note to Matt on the text and say, where are you at? Phil K. This is Robin and Jim and all. Great golfing weather in Austin. However, I'm having right hand thumb surgery tomorrow morning to repair a torn ligament. I prefer a scorpion sting. Well, neither one of those are funny, but the sentiment's there. Well, let's see. Right hand. I tell you what, bud. Well wishes, man. If everybody on here does, just well wishes to Phil K. Let's get this torn ligament taken care of. That means pretty much your golfing season is over. because it's going to take a while for that to heal. So let's get you ready for next year. Prayers and a speedy recovery. There we go. Thanks, Robin. Nice shooting, says Serpico. Thank you. And it was. I haven't broke 80 in almost, I haven't broke 80 in over a year. But that one just felt really good. And the best part is that I wasn't trying. Bob kept me in my spot. Just kept saying about how good the ball's going with me not swinging real hard. And it was funny because we were talking about that. And today in a lot of the feed, they were talking about guys with hard swing speed or with good ball control or good ball distance without swinging hard, letting gravity bring it down. And I was like, well, that's exactly what I thought. Man. 78, way to go, Jim. Thank you, Charlie. It was definitely a lot of fun. Robin says, hell to super cool. He's giving a thumbs up back. Congratulations on breaking 80. Wait, so did you play the back nine? Just kidding. No. So there's days I felt like that, Stephen. There's days I felt like that. Nope. And and at the end of every one of these rounds, Bob and I get to talking about the round, and inevitably one of us says that we'd love to come back and visit these golf courses that we've played in order to, now that we have it in our head and that we've played it, whether or not we would shoot a better score. When you go out there and you shoot 85 to 88 and you just go, man, you start recounting in your head, if I would have done this, if I would have done that, if I would have done this, we'd be shooting Charlie-like scores. And I'm just like, yep, but that, if we come back to play it. Well, in some cases, Charlie, yes, I am. 8 hours is about my max. We took off about 5 o'clock in the morning, so before Memphis even woke up, and we got to Nashville. I keep thinking it was a 2-hour ride, but it was more like a 3. And we got to Nashville as the sun was coming up, or ish. And then I had never seen so much traffic on the highway. I've never seen so much traffic on the highway on a Sunday as I did going around Nashville. It was just absolutely crazy. And I just don't know. I don't know where it was coming from, but even the trucks were going quick. So we just got in line and just went right with the flow. It certainly was an eye-opening experience, but we stopped. What helped is that we stopped about 4 times. First couple were just real quick stop and goes, and then we got gas. We even stopped at a Buc-ee's and went in there and got it going. And it literally only cost us like 45 minutes total. So the 8-hour became about a 9-hour. But once we got into Kentucky, the drive got easy. It did. It just got really easy. Yeah. For her, it was an easy drive. For all of them, it was an easy drive. We got them all to sleep a little bit. Peter says he visited Elvis's home in Tupelo. We did talk about that one. We also went across when we were there. We went across because Penny had never been to Arkansas. So we drove to Arkansas and got at Love's stopped at Love's gas station so they could get an Arkansas magnet. And so they could say they went into Arkansas. We were again minutes away from Mississippi, but we'd all been to Mississippi at one time or another, so we didn't go there. However, there was, I will say this, right in the middle of town, there's this glass pyramid. This glass pyramid says Bass Pro on it, and I'm thinking, what is Bass Pro doing in a glass pyramid? Well, it's coupled with, my goodness, let's just do this and get it over with. Okay. They had a glass pyramid and is Bass Pro, but it was coupled with a hotel. And this hotel had the outdoor vibe where you can do different things. And this Bass Pro was just freaking stupid large. Huge, huge large. and it was really funny. But we went in there and took a look around. It was very nice. Fish in a little bitty pond. There was a little game where you could shoot the little put money in a slot and you ping, 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 ping on lights, and you got a score to see what you would do. What else? I saw more clothes and everything than I saw outdoor gear, but I didn't go all the way deep into it. And they had this elevator that you could ride all the way to the top, and there was a line about, I'd say, a third of the way through the store. We didn't stop for that. But it was neat. So if you ever wanted something like that, if you're staying in Memphis, that's always a possibility. There's Rasmus. Where's your buddy at? Oh, I don't know what is the deal here. Static cling or something. Let's see. Oh, we got some putters down there. Very cool. We visited, but we had a short weekend. Truly. Robin, I have pulled that off at least 3 times to use the bathroom, not counting gas and getting something to eat. Yeah, we don't do a lot of eat. We'll stop. We prefer sit down, but we normally don't get out. In this particular one, we didn't. The Buc-ee's provided something to eat. That was pretty much about it. Yep, did do the Arkansas one. Spin axis, that's exactly what it is. That was what we were talking about, is the spin axis. And a lot of it is on the flight scope, and I would imagine on the TrackMan, it is a valuable tool, this or that, where other ones will call it side spin. Uh-oh, am I moving? I am. There we go. That's last week of golf. What? It's getting that cold up there, huh? Man. Yep. It's all good with you. Yep. What holiday is this? This is Columbus Day. At least that's what I'm calling it. The more politically correct people would call it Indigenous Peoples Day. We've called it, being in Ohio, with Columbus as being the capital, then it's Columbus Day. We gave that up in trade for Veterans Day. Next time there really isn't much to see. The house is a one-room house, maybe no more than 200 square foot at most. Yeah, it's amazing. You know what? And the thing is the house was considered a mansion, and today's date, it probably is. And the thing is, if somebody would have, it was built in the 30s, so you still had traditional dining room, traditional living room, kitchen, a formal living room, and then we'll call it an activity room or a non-formal living room. Had a basement, and then had a second, and then the upstairs had all the bedrooms and the bathrooms in it. And we didn't get to see the upstairs. You just don't get to see that part of it. And it was funny that by today's standards, it was quite normal. I mean, it was opulent, but it was quite normal. And then you get into the back and you realize, oh, there's this acreage behind there. And, but it was very compressed. And, by today's standards, it's quite small, but then it was just huge. But the thing he had going on for him was all the toys and the different things. He was kind of ahead of the curve with multiple TVs and things like that. Columbus Day. Thanks, Robin. Weather report from Sweden, 48 degrees Fahrenheit, wind around 32 miles per hour, perfect for golf. Peter's been a Navy man for 20 years. That's where you're at. And Memphis had a Navy installation in it too. It was more support than anything else, but they had it there too. Met a couple of Navy guys. And then Peter's up. He's a retiree. RS, hello Jim Robin. Love playing golf this time of year. No rain for a few weeks. The course is hard and fast. There you go. I think we do okay. We had some rain as we days before we left and the day that we left, and it finally got into the ground. But with the cooler temperatures, the grass still likes growing, so everything is really green, right? Everything is really green, and but you're right, it's starting to firm up. It really is starting to firm up. Okay. Which shaft company makes shafts with low torque under 3? Under 3. Under 3. Well, I am almost positive that, in fact, I am positive. Project X in the hazardous line, they'll have a couple that are under 3, the 2.8. In fact, I know for a fact they do because they've got the Hulk shaft. It's all green shaft. That thing is brutish. Plus, they have some other ones that are under that. So the hazardous line, I think Fuji and its Ventus line. If not, the Motore line does. I'm looking. Graphite Design has a few. And when you talk about these guys with low torque, they're always going to be kind of stiff as well. I'm trying to think. There's one more out there. Let me think about this one. Denali. Oh, Mitsubishi. That's the one. Mitsubishi will have one in their. They recreated the blue, the red, and the white board. And if memory serves, the white board is very low in torque as well. There we go. I have a bone to pick with Callaway. Why can't they make a one adapter that fits the driver, fairway, and hybrids, but there has to be 3? Do you know why? Well, in retrospect, number one, all the hybrids will have 370 tip shafts in them, so that won't take what a fairway or a driver will have in it. So that takes it out of the line. Also, the shape of the thing. Now, you might have a bit of an argument with the fairway wood, but if you look at fairway woods, they're also, let me see, they're all very small. They're low profile. They're about half as much. So in order to get the insertion depth that they're looking for to keep it hard, it's going to be different because the head shape is different. And that's 99% of the reason why, right? That's 99% of the reason why. One, the hybrid is because it's a different shaft diameter. That one, most likely of any of them, could almost be like the other one, but because of the shaft, no. The fairway wood is because the head is so much smaller and thinner that there's not enough space, because this thing goes down into here a pretty good ways, right? Because right about here, right? So that's a pretty good length of travel. There just isn't that length of travel in a fairway wood. And that's basically the reason why. There you go. Robin saying hello to RS. Wondering the same thing. She never asked me, Pete, but hey, there we go. Great minds. That's right. Another question, why did they stop providing a wrench for adjustments? Now, that's a heck of a good question right there. The only thing I can come up with is money. Now, they're going to say there's a study out there that when you buy an adjustable club, 90% of you golfers out there don't adjust it. They don't adjust it. And if it's torqued in there, it's never going to come out. Now, if you're a Pride or a TaylorMade, you go play out in some dew in about a week, it's never going to come out because it's going to weld itself in there. However, they don't adjust it. And of the 10% that are left, 90% of them adjust it once and then leave it alone again. And that's their argument. I don't think it holds water, and that's what they're doing. So They did provide us a little holder stand for people that will leave them back, and I just put them in there, and you can take them for free. Noodles top flights are probably the best in those hardball categories. Yeah, the top flights, Peter. The top flight gets in that. Yeah, don't hit them. Noodles aren't too far behind them, and if you remember when they first came out, they were actually billed as a soft golf ball. I played them when they first came out. They actually flew pretty good. Now, I don't think so. I wonder the same thing. I have feelings because it's so many wrenches. So now fit the same heads. There's no need because everybody has one or two of them, hence saving them money. There you go. That's exactly correct, sir. And the thing is, there is one different, somebody's got to be different out there, and it's Cobra. It used to be Adams. Adams had a triangular insert piece, like a really weird torque, and Cobra was a little different too. The rest of them are pretty much about the same, and they would like for you to think that they have different torque adjustments, and you can ask for them when they build them because it doesn't take a thing to make these things because they're called breakaway torque wrenches, and you can set them to whatever torque it is you want. Click, click, and you're good to go. The thing is, you can go keep clicking, but it's at the same torque. I always give it 2 just to make sure it's seated. Outside of that, you're wasting your time. But yeah, and I would say that they say that they're at different torque settings. I'd challenge that. All righty. Yes, that's the reason. There you go. Samuel Bryant. Next time you need to go to Central Barbecue. Where's it at? Because I think I'm going to I imagine there in our travels we will go by there again. And we are always trying to figure out the barbecue. I was just real happy with the fried chicken. That was just really good. And the other thing is I've missed for ages is fried okra. Man, oh man. I had my fill of fried okra this weekend. Oh my goodness. And there wasn't a bad one in the house. The old lady at the haystack did it good. And these guys at Gus's did it good too. I love me some fried okra, man. I don't know why, but I do. Not going to believe what happened to me. Uh-oh, here we go. Redeemed Man of God. Okay. Anyone had any luck with Max Fly Straight Fly? Always been curious about their 20s. Actually, no, I have not. I don't do much with Max Fly. The only thing I've got with Max Fly is a couple old Australian heads that need to be finished, but not their golf balls, sir. Nope, I have not. Hopefully somebody in here has. Okay, RS, what happened to you? Came home late the other night and asked my wife, why are all these broken condoms on the couch? She said that I really need to start calling our children by their names. Oh, shoot. Oh, that was funny. JT's got a thumbs up on that one. There's Robin saying hello. We saw that one, Samuel. The Bryant. Hey, is that a relation? Samuel T. Bryant. We saw that, and I was like truly interested to go see it. We really, really were. But we got down there we got down there Friday morning and turned around and left Sunday. And so definitely that is if we ever get by that neck of the woods, that is certainly on the list. How far off the highway is that? Do you know? Since it's under your name. And if this is you, I'd really like to know. Now you got me interested, dude. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Bryant Distillery. All right, here we go. State browser website. Okay. Oh, that looks cool, man. On the family farm. And you're open all the time. No tours at this time. Oh, okay. All righty. So one last thing, we got to look and see what Samuel T. Handcrafted Spirits. A rectifier. Oh my God, you guys are going back, aren't you? Tennessee. Some cool stuff. Definitely have to check it out. Definitely have to check it out. You got rectifier in there. We'll have to check that out for sure. And if it's you and you want to send one up there for me to review, I'll be more than happy to check it out, man. That was some cool stuff. I like the look of it. Very well done. All right. The nor'easter is going through, yes. However, most of the high winds are out on the Cape. Okay. That just seems weird. I mean, are we in that time of season already? I thought we had to wait a few minutes for that. Frederick Jackson, what do you say, sir? How are you? Glad to see you on here. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. So we did find out the difference between bourbon and Tennessee whiskey is literally nothing, except for the fact that it goes through one more filtering process through this special charcoal filtering, and they claim it for, and that's the process for Tennessee whiskey. Otherwise, they're pretty much the same. So when you see that, you know, it doesn't. It's just about how it's made and where you put it. We're going to have rain for the next 3 days straight. Oh, okay. Yep, Stacy. So have you got your buddy convinced that he's going to have to give you strokes and you can win some money from him? Oh, that's good. All righty. Hello, Jim and Robin. Happy birthday, Navy, from a jarhead. There you go. Well, you know, the Marines had their thing not too long ago. And I will say this for Marines, because the lion's share of my uncles were Marines. And you want to talk about a brotherhood, man. That's a tight group, no matter what. And if you wanted to advertise to anything and you put Marines on it, dude, they're all over that like stink on poo. Hoorah, right? Well done, sir. Thank you very much. He's saying hello, Jim. Hey, Superco, are there any value shaft pullers worth using? Looking at some on GolfWorks and even cheaper imports on eBay, Amazon for personal use. Superco, it depends on what you like to use. For me, the two that I would consider using are, one, the hydraulic type. There is one out there, Billy Bob's has got it, and I see it out there on eBay, and it's the one that clamps onto your bench and it pushes it up. That's a very reliable shaft puller. Now, for that one, the weak point might be the clamping mechanism. And you can, as long as you can rebuy the clamps, you know, whenever, and I'm talking years down the road, by the way, that one's worth its weight. Okay, worth its weight. You'll be able to pull things very quickly and be done with it. The second one is a screw type, meaning that when you put them in there, you put it in there and you're physically screwing down and it's pulling it out. That's a good even amount of pressure to do. And there are different ways of doing that. There is one where you screw it and it pulls the head off, and there's another one where it pushes it the other direction. Golf Mechanics does one. It's called the reverse thrust. That's a pricey one, but very much you buy one, you're not buying any more. But what I would also look at is the base, and if it's just for personal use, meaning you're going to use it ever so often or something along that lines, there's a couple things. I would also check out Mitchell. Mitchell has a vice-mounted one. I have no idea the cost, but it can't be that much. Very reliable, but it has a small gripping section of which you can buy parts for, and it sets in you're in a vise. They have one where you can bolt it to your bench, however you want. It has a very small footprint. That's what I'm trying to get at. There's one in GolfWorks has got one. I believe it's made by Golf Mechanics. Just your simple, straightforward one, and I would just use that. But always keep an eye on the clamping system. If you can get between my favorite's 3, 5 is probably nobody makes anymore. But if you can get that 3-inch-ish area, you're going to do okay. But GolfWorks does make one that I for personal use, right? For personal use, yes. The eBay one, I have no idea what it costs, but the hydraulic one is my first choice, and then that reverse thrust would be the other one. And all of these, and all those ones I'm telling you, Serpico, is these are ones that you will buy and you can tinker until you're dust, and you will probably never need another one. A football field in yards 300 feet, that's a lot of putts. Well, dude, when you're talking about being out 40 freaking feet every stinking time on 18 on 18 holes, it's not hard to get there. It was just so silly. We would hit these really great shots, and we just airmail the pin, or it would take it and it would roll off of a shelf, and 40 foot, between 30 and 40 foot in every putt. All righty. Thank you, my dog Rex, and hit that thumbs up, students. Let's see. Serpico, I do steel by hand, but graphite I would like to reuse, have to being paid to have them pulled. And you would be correct, sir. You could do it that way. You can. I do steel by hand as well, and the most aggravating ones I'll put in the puller. And for reuse, that's the best way, the most safest way to go. And I would do that. Now that you've got in here, let's see. Let's see if we can get it on here. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, so something that's, this is the most simplest of ones that you could use, and it will get the job done. It is not my favorite, but it gets the job done for a personal use. And it's that model right there. I don't know if you can. But that's the shape of it right there. It's called the GolfWorks Enhanced Graphite Shaft Extractor. And the reason why it is that is because it's got, if you see here, right there, and there's another washer you can't see right there. It's a adapter puller. And I use it. I've got 2 of those kits. I use them like nobody's business. And then you can use that. Okay. Subs don't have anchors, do they? I can't tell you. I just can't tell you. No, no, they don't. You know, I know you've seen the Callaway X-Forge irons. They look pretty nice. Yes, I've got a few in here. They got a Max and they got the regular one. The Max has obviously exactly what it sounds like. It's a bigger club head, deeper cavity, and a little bit more offset. It's still not very. It's not as strong as one would think. So you got to play it back. I hit a couple of them and they hit great. They just were, because they're weaker lofted, they just didn't go as far. Robin saying thanks to my dog Rex. Hogan's free ride down. And Hogan's, man, those are the even the modern ones are tough to hit. They tried, but we had Elvis booked. Peter, actually, subs do have anchors. We actually have anchor out in the bay. You do a swim around, though. You got to time a loop around the tail of the sub, and you got to let it sit down. Man, Redeemed Man of Golf. How did you like Mirimichi? I'm out of Jackson, Tennessee, so I have many courses around me. I haven't been there that far west to play. I thought Mirimichi was an excellent golf course. I would recommend it highly, particularly if you're in that neck of the woods. The layout of the course, the location of the course, where I'm a big fan of no houses on a course. And it was very quiet, right? Nobody playing music, nobody doing that kind of stuff. And it was very quiet and very well laid out. You had all this, you had undulation in the greens, every challenge you could want. And you can make it as hard or as easy on yourself by picking a particular tee box. Yeah, so definitely one of those. Nashville always has traffic no matter what time of the day. You just avoid it around 7:30 a.m. and then again around 4, parking lot at those times. Yeah, well, you know what? It's funny that you say that. We were on our way down, and it was just about that time frame, and we were looking at our time to arrive, and our time to arrive jumped literally 40 minutes. We're like, well, what in the heck was that all about? So Robin got on there, started looking, and found out there was a big wreck down there, and it jammed up all the lanes, and it was basically stop and go. And as we were driving towards it, it would go. Is this going to do it again? No. It would go 20 minutes less, 20 minutes more, 20 minutes less, 20 minutes more, 20 minutes less, 20 minutes more. So it gave the vibe like they was trying to clean it up. So we avoided that at all costs and took the alternate route. Unfortunately, it took us, we were single laning it a lot, and we were in the back roads. Thank God I grew up in that kind of area. And it was 35, 40 mile an hour, and we drove all the way around it, and we cut off our 25 minutes and got back up onto the road. Jim, do you know of a lightweight grip around 25 grams? I have 3-year-old GP Tour 25, but they are discontinued. Only other grip I know is Wind Light Dry Tack, but I don't like the feel. Well, I was going to suggest that they had that. I thought they had a lightweight grip. I still thought Golf Pride still had that ultralight grip, because they have to have something like that, because the OEMs are making those like the Zexios and the Fast Maxes and those kinds of things. They rely heavily on a very light grip, so the total weight comes down quite a bit. They've got to have that. Now, another one that comes pretty close is the one of these. This is Stupid Light. This is the Jumbo Max Ultra Light. This thing is very light. Is it 25 grams light? No, but it is very light. It's lighter than a standard rubber grip. And even the big ones are lighter than any standard grip out there. And you can get pretty small with those things. I would give Jumbo Max a look. Talking to Anna about Gettysburg for 3 days. I'm going to take her through the National Battle Park. Oh, that would be cool. Gettysburg is cool. I like that kind of stuff. I'm sure she would have a blast. I'm saying hi to Mr. Geiger. Peter, they should be fun. It will be. I think it'd be a good informational lesson. As a matter of fact, Golf Pride makes a 25-gram grip. There you go. I thought so. Well, now, man, you guys are making me reference my stuff here. Let's go grips and filter. Let's see. Type, swing, and let's see, subcategories, Golf Pride. All righty, we're going to keep going. V55. Honorary starter. Ooh, that's a cool one. Underrated Curry hoop grips. I don't know about that. +4. Tour Velvets. BCTs. Let's go next. There we go. Reverse tapers. Putter grips. Well, they don't have it, so let's go with this. Lightweight golf grips. All right, there's your Wind Dry Tack. Super Stroke, they say they've got something. Golf Pride Tour Velvet 360 lights. You can buy them directly from Golf Pride. Let's see. Getting close. $42 grams, so it's a little bit lighter. I go to buy it off of, there's also the possibility of buying it off of Golf Pride itself. Didn't see it in a quick scan on Golf Works, but that doesn't mean it's not somewhere else. There's that Grips USA that probably has them. The failed Memphis pyramid saved by Bass Pro. Is that what it is? I don't have any idea. I'm like, why is there a pyramid in the middle of Memphis? And I will say the nightlife, we stayed at a place called the Hugh Hotel, HU Hotel. Several floors. I think it was 15, 16 floors. And it had a penthouse. You go out in the penthouse and you can see over the water. It was definitely very cool. Both the bridges lit up, and it was very nice. The one bridge had the curves in it, looked like half of a guitar, and it was very cool. Are you talking about Bass Pro in Memphis? Yeah, that pyramid used to be the home court to the Memphis State Tigers basketball team. Oh, okay. Yes, that's what we were talking about, and it's got a hotel in it now. So they've repurposed the crud out of it. Very well done. Robin, I've been there once, and to me it was overwhelming and made have better understanding of what took place during 3 days. Yes, it's definitely not a one and done kind of thing. As a quick scan, Charlie, I didn't see it, but it doesn't mean it's not in there. So it was our favorite. Yeah, it was very, very tranquil. Memphis Brown Shoe Navy. Yes, it was. At least it was. Oh, she's saying it was her and Penny's favorite spot. Mine was the cars. Pro Force V2 is under 3. Is it under 3? It would make sense as you get up in there. As you get up in, as you get up there and flex, it will get lower. Fujimoto putters. Oh, that's what those are. Okay. Thanks, Serpico. Amazed at how many gospel records Elvis had in his gold record haul. Yes, he did. And they played a lot of it over the loudspeakers through the entire campus that they were out there with. It was really quite nice. Look at that. I'm ready, Tennessee whiskey. Oh, she called it, boys and girls. You heard it there. Now we got to find another golf course and go see Bryant. This stuff was delicious. We haven't had it for years, but it was delicious. I believe it. You got, so Brian, if you're still on, it's on. We got handed a Tennessee passport, a lot to go see. I'm thinking that you guys were on there, and if not, they got an other selection. There's Matt. Aha. Hi, everyone. Got an email that we missed. Oh, that's a good one. Shot a 68. My only round, a 68. And here I am thinking I did good with a 78. Look at this guy. Currently at a soccer game with my son's prospective high school. Oh, okay. Well, do well, Junior. Let's see what happens. Thanks for joining us. No problem, Matt says. Long time no see. No problem, he says. Nice round, Matt. Yep. Very busy with coaching and my son's high school decision. Oh, so they get a choice up there? That's cool. That happens with my sister. She had the same thing. Both the son and the daughter both got their selection, which was very nice. It'll be challenging. Made some birdies. You'd have to, I suppose. A few more than Jesse had put on there. Matt says hi. Matt says hi. Robin, funny story is that Sally played with me and she's fixed my swing. She said to stop thinking and hit the damn thing. You know, I got told the same exact thing, Matt. Oh, right on, Sally. Almost made her first birdie and left it on the lip. She counted those. Oh, look, Stacy said he played Kearney Hills in Lexington yesterday, shot an 85. Greens were fast and pins were in groundskeeper's revenge mode. But the least aggravating round that there ever, thanks to me. Oh, well, good. I'm glad to hear it. I've played Kearney Hills before. Kearney Hills is one of my favorites, that link style course. I actually have a golf shirt from him from way back when. It probably doesn't fit anymore, but oh my gosh, I was having a day. My driver again had left me, but I was hitting my hybrid so far, I was out driving drivers with it, so it didn't even matter. But I really like that place. Very hilly, very hilly. Santa Bass Pro Pyramid was first built as a basketball stadium. It didn't go over too good, so Bass Pro bought it. Well, they're doing a heck of a thing with it. They're making all they can with it, I guarantee you. So that's pretty cool. And Sam, if you're part of that, part of the T. Bryan, are you guys part of that Tennessee Whiskey Trail? We got handed a booklet, and so now we've got this carrot in front of us, so I'm not sure how we're going to handle that. John Timmons, Jim, having a Marine Corps birthday party at my American Legion post in Arizona, November 10th. We'll drink a toast to a Submariners. Hoorah! Appreciate that, sir. Here's another one right back at you. This one I already finished the other one. This is from Memphis. This is Blue Note, uncut, unfiltered. They're single barrel. I tell you what, if you get a chance, stuff is pretty good. Okay. They do have 25 grip, Jims. I have a few. Yeah, I think that it makes a sense that they do, but it wasn't on the phone. So we'll have to go back and see. It was cool. I'd like to have a scope out the lodge. Yes. It says Peter played Gettysburg National. It's an awesome track. Oh, it's a twofer. You could take Anna. Maybe she could ride around with you. Yep. One more thing, when you get to the part of that tour, discusses Pickett's charge, look down at the amount of land and ask yourself, would you have done that? Oh, we're in Matt's territory now. This is Matt's thing from being a teacher. So we could have him on here and he'd probably talk for hours about this stuff. And that would be fun. We get him down here one day. I have to remember and start talking history with him and watch him go off. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, Grips for Less, that's where I thought we would find it. I did not look there. Says the pyramid sat empty for years until the owner of Bass Pro was in Memphis fishing and saw it from the water and asked the guide about it. You see the result of his idea for it. Yeah, that guy's got more money and he knows what to do with. And so he can do those kinds of projects. And he's turned it into a gold mine, right? The parking is there. It's got everything you ever wanted in a Bass Pro shop, plus that hotel. He does very, very well. The funny part, I got a story for that one. My uncles that were Seabees, They all started a construction company, and one of them, it's funny, one of them is a tremendous Elvis fan, and he's kind of like Elvis, had the hair that came back. His kid is one of his kids is a singer and did Elvis impersonations for a while. And the other part of this is that he's built several facilities for the guy that owns Bass Pro, mostly in the Missouri area where the headquarters is at, and where they did the Bass Pro boats. They helped build that, and he's got him on speed dial. It's hilarious. Some of the stories were just funny. It's amazing how the world gets small. You got that right. We're gonna have an hour dedicated to Matt talking about history. Tried everywhere else for Golf Pride 25 discontinued. What would be the best way to add 3 to 4 swing points without adding lead tape or tungsten powder? The one best way to do it, James, is you're going to have to dissect it. You're going to have to take the club apart, put in a tip weight of a 6 to 8 grams, and then put it back together. And if you're using steel, the put back together won't be so bad because there'll only be a lip maybe 1/8 of an inch thick. If you're using graphite, you'll have to trim because there'll be a chunk at the bottom. You're going to want to trim that much off of the shaft before you put it back in. It's all to get the lengths correct. Cody says he's curious, how can I determine how long my driver's shaft should be? I got fit for irons a few years back into the Mizuno 921 Hot Metal Pros O-Band 120s. Well, O-Bands are super nice. Standard length 1 degree flat. Thoughts? So, Cody, here's my thing. Drivers are a different animal than the irons, okay? So, in my opinion, drivers are too long, all right? Drivers are too long. And the idea here, the reason why they're too long is because the golf clubs got too big. And the cosmetic appearance at them made them look so big, a lot of people were turned off by that. So they made them longer. Well, the pro and the con here is, the pro is if you got a hold of it into the middle, you really did well with it, right? You did, you hit the ball very, very well. The con of that is that you didn't do it very frequently. And it turned out it was a length thing. A case in point, the lion's share of the people on the tour play 44.5 inch to 44 3/4 inch clubs. That's an inch shorter than standard. So if the best in the world are doing that, why wouldn't we? Right? Why wouldn't we? That's just my case in point. Now, I also did a study years back. I did about 500 driver fittings, and I had a guy who was 7 foot tall, and I had a lady that was under 5 foot. And under the bell curve, meaning the most on there, 44.5 worked the best for control and for distance, both. It was the best. So a couple of things, unless you're like over 6'4", or you're under 5 foot, or you have this tremendously flat swing, I would go to your bench or whatever with your driver and get yourself a silver Sharpie or take a piece of tape and mark off an inch off and go play and just see what happens. Just go play and see what happens. And you got to play a whole entire round because, of course, the first couple might be kind of awkward because you may not be used to choking down. You're going to take your normal stance away from the ball and you're going to be an inch short. That kind of stuff. It'll take you a couple of shots before you get into it and just see what happens. But I would the best way to do is make a couple of marks, 1/2 inch short, 1.5 inches short, and choke down to those particular areas and then go out and hit them and just see which one gives you the best contact, the best tightness of pattern, and the best distance. All right. But that's how you do it. Ping G. Oh, yeah. So same thing, right? Same idea. Now, I will say for this, James, is that one of the the Ping makes a great golf club. They make a great iron. They actually make a pretty good driver. The weakness in the driver program is their shafts. If you get an aftermarket shaft and put it in there, chances are it's going to be better. Okay. And you are more than welcome. Okay. So, man, it looks like we got around here. Very well done. Made it out almost an hour and a half. We're getting down to the bottom again. I still have, I don't, we are in the soft spot of, we're in the soft spot of golf equipment. Everybody's showing, but we can't tell. And so with this set of irons that I have to work on, that'll be my content for the week. Maybe we can stretch it into 2. And we'll talk about removing steel and putting in graphite again. And we'll go from there. I've also got that Cleveland wedge I've got to look after. And since we're staying home this weekend and getting a lot of work done, chances are you'll see some golfing content. All righty. The other one is that, again, if you would please go over to Pars and Pours and check out the review of the Blue Note. It is definitely a worthwhile endeavor, and I thank you again. And again, guys, thank you all for showing up. Thank you for asking the questions. Please come back and visit me again on Monday, and we'll talk about it all over again. And as always, let's see your scores go low.